you can ask for the link for the recording. Okay. Okay, so 2 more minutes and we can start. Okay, all right. I think we're good to go, and if some more people join along the call, that's fine. So, hey everyone, thank you so much for joining. So this is our top 5 tips for manifesting easily. Some of you might know me, some others you might not know me, but you know one of the 3 people who invited you to this call. And the 3 of us were hosting this webinar just to share a little bit with you. You know, this is the end of the year. We're so grateful for so many things in our lives. And we wanted to get together to put this up for you guys. Our top 5 tips that we agreed on have helped all of us in our journey to manifesting many different things in our lives. So we're very happy and very excited to be sharing this information with you. And of course, I mean, New Year's Eve is just around the corner, right? We can help but thinking about what happened this year, you know, all of the things that we wanted to achieve, to accomplish. Have we done so? Are we ready to kickstart our 2024? Because we want to go get all of those New Year resolutions or goals, you know. And even if it's not a 1-year thing, we can all agree that we have goals and many things that we want to attract to our lives. So all of these tips that we're going to be sharing with you, even if it's for your New Year's resolution or for any other goals that you have along your life, I'm very sure that they can be very useful for you. But before we get started on that topic, please let us introduce. I'm sorry, can you see Trisha's photo, Trisha's picture? I think there's something wrong with my presentation. Nope. I'm sorry, it was there a moment ago, but I'm sorry. But you can see Trisha over here on your camera, right? She's as beautiful as you can see there. She's so glowy that she's just pure light. That's why you can only see. So please, Trisha, could you please introduce yourself for the people who joined, for them to know a little bit more about you?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Trisha. It's lovely to meet you. A little bit about me. So I have always been a seeker in my life. I love personal growth and transformation. I love learning and discovering about myself and growing and expanding and then helping others do the same. So I've studied with a lot of different teachers and done different courses, master classes, all around that because it really is a passion of mine. And ultimately, I am desiring to bring a more joy and positivity into the world and help others how can you do that? About 12 years ago, I was in massage school. I'm a licensed massage therapist, and that's really when I started discovering energy and frequency, vibration, and manifestation, and really started to go deeper into that, which led me down a road of really focusing more on energy. So I do energy healing now. I'm a certified energy healer. I do distance energy healing sessions and also guiding people in their life spiritually and kind of what I mentioned before, just helping others transform so that we can all just live a happier and joy-filled life on the earth. So that's just a little bit about me.
Thank you, Trisha. Thanks very much. And we also have Dani Mora here. Would you like to introduce yourself, Dani?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot for having me, Alice, and thanks everybody for joining. Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry, Dani, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I think we can't hear you, or is it just me?
I can't hear her either, Elise.
Yeah, I see
Can you hear me
speaking,
now?
but yeah.
Nothing yet? Oh no. All right, can you hear me now?
Nope, oh still not listening.
All right, I'm gonna try with my phone.
Sure. Okay, so Dani,
all right, can you hear me now? I have to switch to my phone. And I'm going to mute this so that we don't get confused. All right. So thanks a lot for having me, Alice. Sorry about that bugger with the sound. Can you hear it twice? Or is it okay? No, it's fine. All right, perfect. So my name is Dani. I am multifaceted, multi-passionate. I have multidimensional. So I have many passions. And one of them, or my most recent one, is that around 5 years ago, maybe, I started to dig deep into my personal growth. I was very deep in depression, and I was in a very sad moment. I unfortunately had to or tried to take my own life several times, and I found myself in this moment where I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to heal. And searching along what alternatives there were and why this happened to me, I discovered, amongst many things as well, frequency healing and energy and how the whole world works, and amongst one of them, manifestation, right? Which is something that we all do. We just need to train or know how to do it properly. It's an innate gift of us. So I started just as Trisha. I've had a few mentors and teachers, and I've learned from many places and will continue to learn. I'm not saying that I have like the absolute truth or anything like that. I will. Learning is like forever growing and forever expanding. So I will continue to do that. And I'm super happy. I think that sharing is a way of fulfilling my soul as well. You know, of filling my cup of love, my energy. So sharing the things that I know with others is a gift for myself as well. It feels like a hug, you know, kind of like energetic hug. So I'm the things that I know, I'll be so happy to share with you, and I hope you're excited to hear that as well. A human design interpreter and a breathwork facilitator, as well as a holistic coach. So those things that I've learned along my journey, now I'm sharing with you, and I hope these tips are super useful for you, and you can use them in any manifestation that you have. Just New Year is just an excuse to just use it for whatever you're planning in your life.
Thank you, Dani. Thank you so much for sharing about you. So yeah, these ladies, they're, you know, I think they're amazing. They might be a little too, how can I say this? They don't go big on self-publicity, right? But if you get to know them a little bit more, you'll see that these are wonderful beings that have actually manifested a life that is outside the box. And I'm very happy to tell you that the three of us connected thanks to energy. You know, we met in different moments All the three of us, we met in different moments in life, but honestly, it was all energy. It was the frequency that we were vibrating, which brought us together at some point, and now brings us together again to share a bit more, like Dani said, right? Giving back and just sharing the knowledge, the tips. This tips, it's I think it's just like Dani said, it's an excuse to use New Year's Eve, but we know it's basically this time measure that we've put in our heads as humans. We need a way of measuring time. So we want to close the cycle and start a new one, and we cannot avoid to think about what are our next goals, right? So just wanted to say a little bit more praise on these two ladies because they're amazing people. If you go into their Instagram or Facebook accounts, you'll see a lot more that I can honestly, I can go on and on, but we would never go into the tips. I'm not talking about them. So by the end of this presentation, I'm going to be sharing the accounts, the Facebook, the Instagram accounts for both of them, as well as my own. If you want to stay in touch, let's keep in touch. Let's build community, because honestly, having a community that is aligned to you, that is like-minded, is amazing. So now a little bit about myself. My background actually is a little different. I am an engineer. I'm a tech geek. I work for a high-tech company. I'm a project manager. So you could say my mind is a little bit, like very, I love order, structure, and things. I love rational explanations. I love the science behind things. And I wouldn't, if you asked me like 10 years ago if I would ever be hosting a webinar about manifestation, I would have probably said, yeah, right. What do I know about that? Well, let me just let me just explain how it is that now I believe so much in manifestation. So like Trish and Dani said, the manifesting is something that we usually do. We just do it, whether we are intentional about it or not. And so I realized that I was a non-intentional manifester. I was an accidental manifester till I finally started noticing how the things that I actually wanted in my life were either happening or not happening, depending on some circumstances, some things that I was doing or not doing enough. And I'm very happy and very grateful to say that nowadays I still have, my background in science, technology, and all of that, engineering, but the universe has made me so much more open to see all of the magic, because there is science behind this. It's not just an ooey gooey thing, like just believe in fairy tales. So I love to be open now to the science and the reality that is in our hands, that we can actually reach through manifestation. So I don't know if that's a little bit about me. I'm sure we're going to be talking a little bit more on the following slides, sharing some more information, some more experiences. But that's me. Just wanted to let you know that I'm how can I say that? I'm a transformed, or I'm a new believer, if you will, in manifestation. And for new, it's been a couple of years now, but I mean, just if we see my whole life, like I said, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have thought that I'll be hosting this call, or that I would be in touch with such amazing people in this area, in this field. So thank you, girls, for being here. And well, okay, without further ado, let's go to our next slide. And this is our first tip, to set your intention. So maybe Trisha, Dani, would you like me to pass the baton here?
Yeah, I can start. Yeah, setting your intention. So just like you just said, Elise, and Dani said it as well, we are always manifesting whether we are aware of it or not, because our thoughts, our beliefs, our energy, our frequency is what creates our reality. So I think the first step is becoming aware of that. The life you have right now, whether you love it or hate it or a mixture of in between, you actually created by manifesting it, which is why it's important to set your intention and get clear about it. So you really want to take some time to reflect and think, what do I want in my life? And I will say this, a lot of people don't know what they want because they've been told, whether it's been by family or by society, culture, of what you're supposed to want in your life. So to really take the time and reflect and go inward and think, what do I want in my life in different areas, whether it's in my health, whether it's in my finances, relationships, and so on. And oftentimes people know what they don't want, which is good because knowing what you don't want helps you on the journey to figuring out, what do I truly desire in my heart and what do I want? And also that can change throughout your life. What you want at one point is might not be what you want down the road because we're constantly growing and evolving. So getting clear and specific, not just on, oh, I want to feel better. That's great. That's a good place to start. But how do you want to feel better in your, and getting more specific and clear on that? Do you want to be able to, when you're 80 years old, continue to be active and go hiking, play with your grandchildren, feel get in your body more, move more. Yeah, so I'll stop there and let maybe Elise or Dani jump in. But that was kind of my first thoughts, is that we're already manifesting. So let's intentionally manifest and start putting some of our intentions and getting clear and specific on that.
Yeah, I think you've basically said it very well. And also this is like the easiest step, right? Or the fun one, like set your intention. Okay, we'll that's the fun part, getting to know what we want. So the only difficult, or not difficult, but the specific thing here, or the thing that you have to be aware, is of being faithful kind of to your intention. In the beginning, as Trisha said, we will all, our goals may change with time. Maybe you wanted to be a nurse, and now you don't want to be a nurse anymore. You want to be a doctor or something completely different. But when you're first setting your intention, you have to, maybe you've heard the phrase, fake it till you make it. Now, it's not about that. It's not like you don't have to fake it and then pretend to be a nurse, for example, but you have to have faith. So I love the phrase, faith it till you make it. And you'll just stick to your intention, like to the core. Really believe and trust yourself, and trust that you'll do it no matter what, and you'll get there. Even if your goal changes along the way. But in the beginning, you want that, and you know you want that. So stick to that, and just no matter what other people think, stick to your intention, set your intention, write it down in your journal. Like have your vision board in your room. Be absolutely mad and in love about your intention, so that you know in your core deep down what you want, and you're speaking, you're loving it so loud, and you're breathing it, and you're thinking of it the whole day, that the universe has no other option but to give it to you. And you need to be like passionate about it, loud about it, and just fully in love about it. If you're a bit doubtful, which there's nothing wrong with that, maybe try to write a list of pros and cons, or see like, why is it that I want this, and go deep down. And maybe what you want is not, let's talk about for example, wealth. And you say, okay, I want this amount of money. And that's your intention, right? But maybe you don't feel so certain about it, or you say, I want this job position in order to have this amount of money. And then when you analyze what your intention is, what your intention like truly is, you go down to the fact and deep to the core that you don't want that job position. What you want is financial freedom or financial security. And you can get that feeling and that intention. If your intention is financial security, you can get that security from many other places, not just from that position. So go dive deep into your wanting or your needs or what you're trying to manifest to figure out what it is in the core. What are the ingredients of your manifestation, of your intention, what it is that you really want.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. You're so right, Dani. And thank you, Prisha and Dani, for explaining this so well. It actually got me to thinking in how, now that you said financial security, there's a difference, though, between financial security and financial freedom. I remember way back, a couple of years back, when I went out of college. I thought I wanted, a 9 to 5 job. And I remember writing down a list of the things that I wanted in my life. And like 2 years ago, I remember I found the notebook where I made that initial list, and I saw, like, oh my God, I have that 9 to 5 job that I was dreaming about when I just went out of college, and I couldn't find like this secure, well-paid global company job, And now I realize, just like you guys said, my intentions or my wishes, my dream life has changed now, right? And it doesn't mean that I'm grateful for what I have, but I can definitely, if I did it once, if I already manifested the life that I wanted once, I can do that again. Just the only thing is, it might not take me as many years as I thought, right? As it did in the beginning, where I was just doing it out of nowhere, just not being intentional about it. I just remember knowing what I wanted. I wrote it down in a list, forgot about it, and it took me many years to get what I wanted back then. But now we actually want to give you the tips to make it faster, to make it intentional, and to bring anything that you want in your life back to you. So I'm going to be applying some of these tips to mind my words. Next year, my situation might be completely different, but I know what I'm doing this time, right? It's not like just forgetting about the notebook somewhere and finding it 10 years, 15 years later. So let me move on to the next tip, because this is a good one, and it actually relates a lot with what Dani was saying about truly know what you want. So I don't know if, Dani, you want to take on from here, since it's very related to what you were explaining.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So as I said, I would define as truly knowing what you want as knowing the feeling of what you want rather than the physical thing of what you want. Rather than saying, I want a big pack of bills, saying I want financial security, right? So let's start by there, by saying that what you want is actually a feeling, not a physical thing. You want a car, what you want is the feeling of having mobility freedom, I guess. So let's go back to the feeling. Now from there, we all have a set of beliefs, our core beliefs that have been implanted to us in a way by our teachers, by our parents, by our caretakers, and not necessarily, or not in a bad way. And some of these beliefs are truths and are beautiful, but some of these are limiting beliefs. They're not empowering. They limit our ability to act and to attract things, right? And in order for you to attract things, you need to know what is deep down in your subconscious, which limiting beliefs you have. Remember that we live, that we manifest, that we interact with life 90%, 95% from our subconscious mind, and only 5% from our conscious minds. So this 95% is something that someone told us, or could be something that someone told us. The media as well, something that you read once, something that you heard, something that your parents told you, or someone. And in order for us to get what we want, we need to know if our belief system is aligned with our manifestation, right? With our intention. So the first thing is, what do I believe to be truth about my manifestation? So whatever you're trying to manifest, or whatever stage in life you're going through, a good exercise is to write it down, but you can also do it mentally, or you can just like a meditation or a mental exercise about this. But let's say you write it down. Write down what you're trying to manifest, or what you're going through. And in my case, I'm currently 8 months pregnant. So I did this exercise recently. Thank you. And I wrote motherhood. What do I know about motherhood? Or what do I believe about motherhood? What has other people told me or taught me about motherhood? What do I see in movies? What do I hear in songs or whatever? What are my thoughts around this? And then you go on and write and write and write. And when you read them, think, are these limiting thoughts about motherhood? Are these like negative emotions or low frequency emotions? Or are these empowering? Do I think motherhood is like a rock on the way, like something that you must overcome? Or do I think that motherhood is like a beautiful stage of life? I'm taking motherhood as an example, but say you want, again, wealth. Write down the word money. What do I believe about money? Do I believe money is the root of all evil? Or do I believe that money is the tool to give us power and give us options? Write down all your beliefs, whatever comes to mind, and then you can know what your belief system around your manifestation is. And very simple. Once you read your list, hopefully you will find some that are empowering. Not all of them need to be limiting, but you may also find 3 or 4 that are limiting. Then in another page or in another meditation exercise that you do, replace these limiting beliefs for empowering ones, even if you don't believe them just yet. So let's say that you do believe that money is hard to get, and it's hard to come by, and it's scarce, there's not enough to go around, there's not enough for everyone. That's what you believe about money. So you found that in your list. You go into another page or you go into another meditation exercise later that afternoon or later another day. And you try to change that. And you just change that with affirmations, with focusing on raising your vibration, which we'll go into later, by repeating something that you choose to believe. Now, if you don't believe it yet, you don't have to say, I believe that money is good, and there's enough money for everyone, and money is easy to attract. If you don't believe it just yet, for you it might sound like you're lying to yourself. But you can choose your wording different and just say, I'm in the process of believing that money is easy to come for everybody. Or I choose to believe that money is easy to get. I choose to believe that I'm in the process of attracting money. If you change your words, then you're not lying. You are indeed choosing to believe this, right? So that's you're not lying to yourself. You're still saying your affirmation, and you're still replacing that limiting belief. So again, updating your belief system is necessary, and it's something that even like master manifestors need to do frequently and often regarding every specific and every new intention that they have, every new manifestation, and even old ones. It's always healthy to know what's inside our subconscious minds. So this is a great exercise, like a simple and easy exercise. If you want to go like way deeper, you can do things like hypnosis and meditations or breathwork exercises to know what's deep in your subconscious minds. But it's like just journaling what you believe about something is a very easy one, and I would say like this is something you can do in 5 minutes. The moment that you're writing your New Year's resolutions, write your resolutions, and then write what you believe to be true about those resolutions.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think now that you touch on that point about money, I think Trisha's got a great story about it. I don't know if Trisha, you want to share? I mean, Trisha's been in this world for a while, guys. I mean, like she said, she's a personal growth manifestation slash magic fairy junkie. So she knows about limiting beliefs, right? But I'm not going to spoil the story for you. Trisha, please feel free to share about this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love everything that Dani was saying. I spend a lot of time working on my limiting beliefs, and most of our beliefs are formed when we're young, like Dani said, through our family, our upbringing, our environment, and oftentimes we don't even realize that we have certain beliefs. So I've been spending a lot of time on, especially in my finances, what are my beliefs? What did I learn from my parents growing up about money? And I was journaling them. It's great. And sometimes what happens is when you start working on this, other things will come up for you. So here's an example. So one night, I've been really working on this, and one night I had a dream, and I won't go into the details of the dream because it's not that important, but the essence of the dream was someone was trying to harm me, physically harm me, because I had a lot of money. And obviously, it was a very frightening dream filled with fear and tension. And I woke up out of it, and I had to take a few minutes to calm myself down. But it took me into, I started thinking about it, and I was like, wow, I had no idea that this was inside of me. Because oftentimes, let me say this, our dreams are a way for us to become aware of something, or to be our subconscious, coming to the forefront to let us know, and to guide us, or to show us something. So I really thought, I had no idea that this was a belief that I had. But through this dream, I realized this is a belief. I don't know where it came from. And for me, I don't need to know where that came from, but it was in there. So then it became to my awareness. So then I decided to consciously release that belief. And like Dani said, okay, this is a belief that I have. I'm not safe if I have a lot of money. Like, something will happen to me, or someone might try to harm me, or try to get something from me. So how can I change that? And one, here's a visual that might help some people, that has helped me, is thinking of like a garden, and we all of our beliefs are in this garden. And so there's certain beliefs that no longer serve me, like feeling afraid that someone might harm me because I have a lot of money does not serve me and my life. So kind of digging up that belief like a weed, getting it at its root and taking it up, and then disposing of it. And I like to do it in different ways. I like to work with angels personally. So sometimes I'll ask my angels to take that belief and discard it for me, or recycle it for me. Or sometimes I'll like intentionally like visualize burning it. So I'm taking that belief out of my garden, out of my home, and then, like Dani said, inserting a new belief that serves me better, instead of feeling afraid that if I have a lot of money, that I am safe and I am protected when I have lots of money. And so that is one another visual that maybe you can use. But this is a big part, because oftentimes people are trying to manifest things, and they're not sure why they've been trying, they've been thinking, but oftentimes there's something energetically, which, when I say energetically, that's our thoughts, it's our beliefs, that's all part of energy, is what is not, there's something still inside of us. And we tend to want to hold on to things. We have a fear of, even though we want to change and we want to transform, it's almost like our body, our energy is like, no, 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 because it's kind of the fear of the unknown, right? So yeah, so that's a little bit of my story and thought about identifying those limiting beliefs. Start doing the process, and then be open yourself, and things might be shown to you, and you might be surprised by it.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, we have a little bonus here. It's not. I mean, Dani and Trisha already mentioned something about this. To focus. So focus, take action. Honestly, guys, manifesting is not a spectator sport. So let me say that again. Manifesting is not a spectator sport. And I actually took this from a master manifester around the world. I took her words because they seem so true. If you want the life of your dreams, this is an active endeavor. So you have to do the work to change that belief system, right? And how to support that? Well, there are many different ways to do that. There are tools available, and it doesn't have to be something complicated. Just like Dani mentioned, it can be as simple as writing down a list of the opposite belief, of the belief that will actually support the vision or of the manifestation that you want to attract in your life. And like Trisha mentioned, there's this other exercise that you can do while meditating, and there are many different tools. I don't know if you guys want me to start mentioning a couple of ones. Like Dani said at the beginning, there are vision boards. You can journal about it. You can do meditation, whatever works for you. And also, we're not going to go deep in this topic because it's a very extensive topic and it would take us longer than 1 hour, about all the tools that we have. But there are great tools out there, and there are even, like, me being, the tech geek, I can mention there is technology available for doing this, for raising your vibration, which is the next topic. Actually, we already talked about it because it's everything is related. But anyway, if you want to know more about these techniques, the tools available for supporting your new belief system, you can always contact the person who invited you to this webinar. You can contact any of us, follow us on our media. We try to constantly share information about it, and why not DM us, just send a message, say, hey, I really want to know more about Dani, what you were saying about writing that this list. How can I do that? Feel free to reach out to us. We actually want to support others to manifest the life that they want, to manifest whatever they want to attract in their lives. So please feel free to call us, to send a message or anything. But focus, guys. Once you have identified what you want, once you have identified which are those limiting beliefs, do I think that money is hard to get? That's a big one. And I think for most people, I mean, I know for myself it resonated so much because when I was little, I always remember my dad saying, you cannot get it all, right? That's a limiting belief because the abundance principle, it says you can actually have it all that you want, and that you're actually ready to do the work and to prepare for it. But you can actually have it all. But my parents, they used to say you cannot have it all, and that was a way of maybe just telling me, you want the cookie or the candy, Alice? What do you actually want, right? But they didn't express it that way. They would say you can't have it all, and that is that is in my mind somehow, and I know it's a limiting belief and I have to work on it. So what does Alice do about it? I have a vision board on my phone saying I can have it all. As simple as that. I don't have to spend big money or anything. I need to just take the tools that work for me. I'm a very visual person, so vision boards are great for me. But maybe you're a more kinesthetic person. Maybe you're more of auditive person. You need to listen. That's the way it enters your system. So meditation, a guided meditation about abundance will be great for you. So anyway, I won't take any more time on this topic. Just wanted to be very clear. You need to take the actions. You need to focus. Take one moment of your day, however short it is, but just to dedicate to that specifically, to update your belief system, because it's going to pay off, seriously. And so going into the next tip, which is raise your vibration. This is amazing. This is the way. This is, once you've identified what you wanted, you have your limiting beliefs checked, and you are working on changing them. How do you actually attract to you what you want in your life? You have to match that vibration, right? And I think Trisha, you had a great quote about it by Albert Einstein. He's a pretty smart guy, so I'll take his word for it.
Yeah. Albert Einstein. Yeah, his quote is that everything is energy. So match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. Because your vibration, your frequency is going to match, you're going to bring that more in. It's just kind of the laws of the universe when you're dealing with frequency and vibration. And so I'm just going to one great tip of how do you raise your vibration, because for some reason I feel like as human beings we can tend to focus on the negative. I don't know why, but like, you do something and all these things went right, but this one thing went wrong, and we immediately focus on the one thing that went wrong, right? Or we are hard on ourselves. I know me personally, I can be very hard on myself and be this and da 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 da. But if you can have the awareness to start focusing and looking at the positive aspects, right? And one of the great way is gratitude. Even if like everything is going wrong in your life, and we've all had those moments, right? Where everything's come crashing down. you still can find something to be grateful for, because there's always something to be grateful for, whether it's that you can see, that you can hear, that you can breathe, that you have a bed to sleep in, or there's just a million things, because that changes your vibration. It's not about not feeling, right? When life is ups and downs and roller coasters. So it's about feeling those emotions, the sadness, the frustration, anxiety, anger, those emotions that we consider more that are negative. I also just want to say there's nothing good or bad in life. It's all just information. It's all just information. So if something's not going right and you going the way you want it in your life, it's just information. And then you can take that information and decide, well, do I want it to keep going this way, or do I want to transform it and change it? And one way to do that is through gratitude, because it raises your vibration. It helps you see something in a different perspective. And then another way is just to bring something, that this is an example that I do often. If I want to try to shift something after I maybe have felt something, I will often think of my childhood dog Thumper. And I just have to say her name, and there is joy that comes into my heart. It takes about 3 seconds, and it's just a little switch that has like raised my vibration up. And we want to, my goal anyways in my transformation is to raise my vibration to be in more of the joy and the peace and the love, right? It's not going to always stay there, because it's part of the journey of life, and having contrasts in our life and challenges helps us grow to then get to a higher vibration. But I just wanted to share a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. I actually going back to what you were saying about gratitude or having this positive, as we label them, positive emotions and feelings. I'm just gonna share real quick a story. I remember back when I was out of college, the first job that I found was very far away. I had to take the highway to get there. I had to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning to be able to be at work at time. It was so far, it was so underpaid, and it was long hours and everything, but it was what I could find at the time. And I remember once my shift changed from, I think it was from morning to noon or something. And when I was leaving to work, I saw people walking on the street. At that time of the day, it was like, I don't know, I don't remember, it was 11 a.m. or something like that. And I saw them walking, and I would see them so relaxed and happy. And I don't know, they just seemed perfect to me. And instead of watching them and feeling, uh, envy or feeling jealous about them, I would see them, and I would feel like all these great emotions that they were, I don't know if transferring to me. But for some reason, I was like, oh, yeah, it feels good to look at that person. I would love to have a job that would allow me to go on walks at 11 a.m. in the morning if I wanted to. And I remember to see them and just kind of pouring out of my pores this relaxation and happiness that I would see in them. That's what I would see. I don't know if they were actually relaxed and happy. They seemed that to me, right? And I would see them and just want it, but from a place where in my heart it was a positive emotion. And now I'm actually very grateful that I have a job. I mean, I work from home. I can have my schedules, very flexible, and I can go for walks with my baby at any time of the day if I want to. So I just think having these positive emotions or these feelings of joy, of gratitude, like you said, I mean, shifting your vibration towards something that is essentially good in your mind, it's actually what you have to do, you to channel the feelings of that future version of yourself that you want to manifest, right? How is this person, how is the you that has it all, how is that you that has already accomplished your goal, or that has already got the dream house, the dream job, the dream relationship? How does that version of yourself feel and walk and talk and acts like, right? So that's I hope that provides a little bit more just to this topic. I don't know if Dani, you want to add anything else, because this is one of my favorite tips.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is like the hack, the key, like whatever you want in life, you need to attract it. And likes attract likes, and we attract with our frequency. So everything in the universe is frequency. We know that, like this computer is vibrating at a certain frequency. I am vibrating at a certain frequency. My thoughts, my emotions, everything. So I would just add here like a very, again, an exercise. Maybe it's an exercise or an activation. To reach that vibration of your manifestation. It's like really simple. Take 5 minutes a day. If you want to do it 3 times a day, even better. But just take 5 minutes a day or once a week and sit down. Again, if you found the emotion, the feeling of what you want to manifest. Again, if it's the car, you don't want the car, you want the feeling of being able to move around by yourself, right? Or if you want money, it's not the money, but it's a financial freedom, or it's a financial security. So once you have found the feeling and the emotion, feelings and emotions have frequencies as well. So just like close your eyes and go deep in yourself and visualize how your life with that manifestation looks like. With that car, with that relationship, with that money, with that state of health, whatever you're trying to manifest. And just as simple as bringing it up, pushing it up. And how does it feel? Okay, it feels nice. How does love feel? I think we all know what love feels. We've all experimented love, or we've all experimented joy at a certain point of time, So how does that feel? Okay, and you start to get into it. And then double that. Okay, I feel happier, and then triple that. And then you just like be more conscious about it until it comes to a point that you like you're sitting with your eyes closed and you just want to scream like, yeah, tell me yes, because you're feeling that. And that's how you, in that moment in time, like in the present, sitting there in your sofa, that's how you have reached the frequency of your manifestation. And now, of course, life happens, and then you go out, and then you go into traffic, and your vibration comes down again. So that's why it's important. Like, if you want to do it 5 times a day, that's awesome. You want to do it once a day, that's great. But just take the time to focus on how that feels, and raise that, multiply that 5 times 5. Multiply that, go up and up and up until you feel like every single cell in your body is vibrating at that frequency. Because we need, if you want to attract something in your life into the physical realm, it is my belief that you need to be like a full match to it from your body. Like every single cell in your body needs to be vibrating at this frequency. And there are lots of tools to do that. As Alice said, like vision boards, I just said, like this activation and manifestations. There are devices that can help you do that. I think, when we go to the next one, I think Trisha can tell us more about this.
You have one of those devices right now yourself?
I'm wearing one of those devices right now. I'm actually using positive thoughts right now to bring positive thoughts into my mind. So yeah, there are so many tools that you can use. I have another one right here. This one I'm using prosperity. So while I'm talking here to you, I'm vibrating the frequency of prosperity in my home, hoping to attract it. And there are so many things. When we go to the next point, I just want to finish this point by saying your health is your wealth. And if yourself, if your body, if you're not fully healthy, at like a 100% vibrating at the frequency of health, if you don't have health, it's like, I'm going to say it's impossible to say, I don't like that word, but it's going to be really hard to track something else. I think health is the base of everything, which is why we're going to the next point, and talking about those devices that can help you raise your frequency, bringing frequency back into our body in order to raise it and attract what we want. There are so many things that we can do, like meditation, things that we can do at home, devices that we can get, and it's like honestly really simple. It's actually had a hack, like a tool that help us do that without like having to force ourselves to believe things that we don't believe, as I said, with limiting beliefs. So let's go into the next one.
And not right. If we don't get the experience with shifting this vibration, this energy inside of us, we'll be sad. These are great tools to actually help you do that.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's like a shortcut to make it easier, so to speak. So as I said, this exercise can help you raise your vibration like really fast. But as I said, then you forget about it, you go into something different in life, and it won't be as long lasting. Hopefully you'll be able to get that frequency for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. Hopefully it stays there, the rest of your life, ideally, right? But I mean, to be honest, then we go and something happens, and you get angry again, and frequency comes up. So that's why these tools are cool and helpful. But yes, I said, and then that's what the next slide is about, I believe. Health is, well, if you have health, you're capable and you're able to bring anything into your life. And I think Trisha will tell us more about this here. She just encountered, or she just ran into something really cool that we are all looking forward to get it. And let's get into it, and Trisha can tell us more about it.
Yeah, sure. So as we've been talking about self-care, that can entail so many things. Having good sleep quality, right? Taking care of yourself and getting your health. I love that. Yeah, health is wealth. So really getting your health to a place where, because let's be honest, when you don't feel good, it's hard to do anything, right? It's hard to do anything when you don't feel well. So one of the technologies, as we've been talking about technologies, the shortcuts that we've come across is, and I have it right here. This is a bottle that produces molecular hydrogen. And so you put water into this vessel and it produces molecular hydrogen. So just a brief thing of what is molecular hydrogen and why do we need that. So Nuno Nina, he's the one that created this bottle. He is a scientist, a biologist, really a frequency genius. And he has a clinic in Portugal, and he's worked with over 70,000 clients, everywhere from professional athletes to people who are very ill and very, very sick. And he does frequency therapy work on people. And what he realized, one of the first things is that everyone was dehydrated. And water is a conductor for frequency. So he knew the first step was hydrating people. Then the second thing is we all know that the water, unfortunately, the water on our planet Earth is really not great anymore due to pollution, pipelines, chemicals, all of that. And so he looked at the quality of water and that the water was lifeless, and then wanted to start producing molecular hydrogen, because when we drink water, what our bodies are really craving is hydrogen. So hydrogen, I'm not going to go into the whole science of all of this. If you're a science geek, you can reach out to any one of us. We can send you videos about it. But hydrogen is really one of the most studied molecules in science and is really considered a miracle molecule because it's so tiny, it's able to permeate the cell membrane and really go into the cell and heal at a cellular level. But the difficulty has been is because hydrogen is so tiny, it's the tiniest molecule, it's very hard to contain. So science has been like researching and doing studies and tests to figure out how to contain hydrogen. And that's been very hard to do. But Nuno Nina has discovered how to contain the hydrogen. So he invented this water bottle for his clients so that they could start drinking and start hydrating and on a cellular level to get the hydrogen into them and help them start healing better. And that's what he discovered when his clients started drinking the molecular. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was remembering that actually he did this not just to hydrate his clients for the sake of hydrating them, right? It's because Nuno Nina works with frequencies. And what have we been talking about this whole webinar is energy, frequencies, and what's the way, what's the best way to conduct all of that energy if it's not water? Water in your cells, water in your body, you need to hydrate. So that's what he would tell his clients. You know what? You're dehydrated. I work with frequencies to do whatever it is that you want to accomplish with me. And this clinic, where he's seen over 70,000 people, he can see people who's chronically ill or very, athletes, like you mentioned. But to all of them, every single one of them, he found out that they needed to be well hydrated for those frequencies to actually work best in their bodies. So whether you want to manifest better health, whether you want to manifest money, whether you want to manifest relationships, your dream job, your dream life, more travel, whatever it is, you need to hydrate to actually conduct all of that energy and put it out in the universe out there, to give and receive this energy, to make these frequencies flow. You need to hydrate. And this is why this is so related to this particular tip. Self-care is very important. If you don't get your sleep right, you dehydrate. If you don't eat right, you most likely will dehydrate. Because what do you get in a bag of chips if it's not a lot of salt, carbs, and many other substances, chemical and colors and whatever it is that is on a chips bag? And of course, chips are great every now and then, but you want to be mostly eating nourishing foods and hydrating foods. These are good for you, not just for your body, but for everything. Now we're seeing the big picture here, guys. And so it's very important that we take care of our body. This is our vessel in this life. This is how we experience human experience, like, right? So this is our body, and I know this is very cliche, but it's our temple, and we have to take care of it in order to manifest, in order to get the life that we want. Not just for the sake of being healthy or fit or whatever trend is out there. Like, everything is related. We are holistic beings, so we need to take care of that very first physical step of ourselves in order to also feel good, mentally, emotionally, financially, and everything else.
And if I may,
Sure.
nowadays it's I wouldn't say hard, but I wouldn't say it's hard. It's easy to fall into not really nourishing our body with frequencies. So, for example, frequencies are measurable, and there are devices that you can use to measure the frequency of whatever, right? Your frequency or the frequency of your Wi-Fi transmitter or whatever. And if you take this device and you want to measure 3 examples: fresh green peas, frozen green peas, and canned green peas. The frozen green peas and the canned green peas, or potatoes, carrots, whatever you want to eat, right? Frozen and canned, they have zero frequency. They're not alive anymore. There's no frequency in that food. And we, like most of us, sometimes we go to that, take a tomato and analyze that, and take a packed, like a box of this, like, tomato puree. There's no frequency in the tomato puree, but sometimes we do that. We add that to our pasta because it's easy, because we don't have the time to cook or whatever. So how do we bring those frequencies back to our body? And this is where all these devices are helpful, right? Or all these techniques that we're telling you about on how to raise your frequencies are helpful. Ideally, our bodies will be like in the perfect state of health if our food was today what it was, I don't know, 100 years ago, right? If our water was today what it was 2,000 years ago when water was not polluted. Because unfortunately it is not. That's why we need to go to these things to get some of that frequency back from the things that we're not getting it anymore. Unfortunately, food is not the same anymore. There's a lot of genetically modified ingredients. So how do we get that health that we're not getting from it anymore? How do we get that frequency? And as Alice and as we have all said, it's all about the frequency and matching the frequency of your manifestation. So if we want to raise our frequency and our food is not doing it for us, or not entirely, then we have all these methods that we're just like sharing and talking about.
And now that you mention, one of the great things that are on the bottle that Trisha was showing earlier today that I love about it, and I think also on the McKinley that you were showing, these devices can actually bring back some of that light, that life force to food. It's amazing. I mean, honestly, me being a tech geek, I'm telling you, I work for a tech global company, which is supposed to be like, this amazing company. But I haven't seen in years working there, I had never seen technology like this before. Because it sounds like magic, right? How can this device make an apple that has been on a grocery store like for over a month? How can it brings back the life to this apple? Like, how is that even possible? It sounds like magic, but it's not. It's all science. It's frequencies, because we're all frequencies. If you go to the tiniest, tiniest, tiniest molecule, the tiniest particle in our bodies, we're all, it's just energy. There is no actual hard top matter, that you cannot trespass with frequencies. So just to bring that up, since you mentioned that food is kind of dead, water is kind of dead, so that's where these tools and devices can also come in handy to help you, not just to manifest or not just to be healthy. It can help you with a very, very wide range of things, of wellness things in your life. So I think we are already taking a little bit more than an hour. I don't know if you guys want to add anything else to this tip, the fourth tip. And the reason that we share so much about this is because it's the basis. It's the basis for everything else. I know, of course, it's great to identify what you want, your limiting beliefs, and everything. But if you're not a magnet, if your body, which is your greatest physical tool to attract the life that you want, if it's not in the right place, like Trisha said, if you don't feel good, it's hard to get anything else done. Like, for example, yesterday, I was supposed to send invitation links for this call and everything, but I got a migraine. And I was like, I couldn't watch my phone anymore. I couldn't work on my computer anymore. Thank God this morning I'm so much better. And yeah, I did use one of the tools. I used, the tools, the frequency tools and the hydration tools to actually help me feel better. And I'm so ready for this moment now. But yesterday, when I was deep down in this migraine, I just couldn't do anything else. So that's why we took so long on this topic. Sorry for that, but it's very important. It's the basis for everything else. Let's go to the final one. And this one, I feel very, very, very confident, and I actually can see, the picture behind and feel it, to release the how. I know that Dani can explain a little bit more about that, but I just wanted to say real quick, this is, after you've done everything else, this is the final piece, you guys, because it's one of the hardest. It sounds easy, but it's not. So Dani, do you wanna, or Trisha, do you guys wanna share some more about it?
Absolutely. Actually, I love how you said, like, it sounds like the easiest, but it's not. I would say this is the easiest part and the hardest part. It's the combination of both. The easiest would, like, it sounds easy to not care about the how, right, and just to wait for it to happen. That sounds easy to me. But let's face it, we are a little bit controlling, or at least I am, and I want to know exactly how it is going to happen. And I want to have my hands on it, and I want to make it happen, actually, not to wait for it to happen. But there's not much to say here, but release the how. You need to focus on your what, which is your manifestation, your intention, what you want to attract, and your why. Your why is like the deep reason behind, as I said, the emotion, or the what's the purpose of it. Like, think of the people that will be benefited by your manifestation, because it ideally should benefit two or more, more than just yourself. Maybe it's yourself and your partner and your kids, some like, make it bigger. And once you know your what and your why, then that's it. Then you're done. You, as Alice had her example, like, from a long time ago, you write down your what, you write down your why, and you close the notebook and leave it to, you leave the how to the universe. to the universe, to God, to whatever you want to believe in. You trust that the source, that higher self, that something else, like higher force, will make it happen for you. And because you're also practicing all these other tips that we mentioned, and you're raising your vibration, and you're visualizing every day the emotion that you want to track, and you're doing all of this, it's going to be easier to track. As I said, you're wanting it so loudly that the universe will have no other option but to give it to you, or that God will have no other option but to give it to you. You just need to not obsess about the details, and not worry about how it's going to happen. If you're obsessing about it and if you're trying to control it, it's going to be like a manipulated, or kind of like a controlled result, and it may not last. So let's say that you want to manifest a position, a job, and you're actively trying to get it. You are, you know, manipulating people for you to get that job, and eventually people are like, okay, yeah, whatever, just give them the job, just give them the position, and then you get that raise, or you get that job, or you get whatever, because it didn't happen like from alignment. It was too forced. It may not last long, and it may not be exactly what you wanted because you forced it. So the thing is just to allow, to, as Alice says from this photo, like literally, like release, let go, set your intention, and let go of everything else, and trust. Just trust that it's going to happen. I don't know if we have the time to share this story, but I know that Alice has like a very beautiful story about her baby girl not happening until she released. And if we have that time, and if you can make it real quick, I would love for you to share that.
Yeah, absolutely. I can totally share. Well, just to go really quick over the story, my girl is what I consider to be a miracle girl. Um, well, since I was like 16 years old, I think, 15 years old, I remember just having a lot of pain every month. This was related to hormonal health conditions that I didn't know back then what it was. But through the years, I realized what it was. I had endometriosis, PCOS. I don't even remember what anymore. I had surgeries related to these. So doctors would tell me ever since 2016, when I had my first appendix surgery, and that's how they actually realized I had all of these other issues. They would tell me, you have this and this and this condition, so it's going to be very hard for you to have kids. And I was like, back then I was like, oh my God, I'm not even thinking about having kids, but it's hard as a woman to tell you can't, you will never be able to. As the years passed, I saw many other doctors, specialists. I went to many traditional medicine techniques, and I tried to do the things the Western way, right? That's how you may say I turned into more holistic health over the years. But then, just go back to the story, all doctors agreed it would be almost impossible for you to have a baby. So when my husband and I got married, we were like, yeah, well, okay. I mean, we don't want babies right now. It's okay. Let's just actually do the test for us to see if we're able or not, like the just fertility test specifically. So we went through that, and results came out, and it was like almost impossible. These were the actual words that we heard. It would be almost impossible for you to have kids. And next thing I know, doctors will hand me a box of Kleenex or something because they thought I was going to cry. But I was aware of this from many years. I already knew this. It was in the back of my mind, and I was like, okay, it's okay. It's all good. Like, we love each other. If we ever truly feel the need of having kids, then we'll have a fertility treatment, or maybe we can adopt. Why not? There are many kids out there who have no parents. So we were like, okay, let's just release it. I don't want to feel bad about it. If we really want kids anytime soon or in the next couple of years, we'll look for other options, so we can be parents. So we released, and this was also an accidental manifestation, but it was with a very beautiful result, because 1 month later, I'm not kidding you guys, like, we received the final tests, because we made a lot, I think it was May 18th. And by June, I was already pregnant. This was mind blowing. This was crazy. I remember when I first um, suspected I was pregnant. Like my husband and I, we were like, "Nah, it's not. You're not. You're not. You have a maybe you've been so stressed lately. Maybe it's you've worked so hard lately that your period got behind or whatever." And we're like, "Yeah, they just told us it was almost impossible." And now 9 months later, my baby girl is on the next room playing with her daddy. And I'm a mom. So I think since I didn't have, this need to control, I mean, I cannot say the same for everyone, right? There might be some very harsh conditions or situations, health issues with a woman's body. And actually, Dani, I think I remember you were also diagnosed with something, and doctors told you too that you were not going to be able to, I mean, you were going to be able to get pregnant, but not to carry, for long. And now you're what? 8 months, 7, 8 months pregnant too. I mean, amazing. Yeah, congratulations. I love your bump. So yeah, this is my story about how not having this attachment to do actually get, I want the baby, I want it now. I think it just helped me manifest it so much faster because when this happened, I was in much more alignment with frequencies, with energy. I think the universe just says, you know what, you're ready. Your body is ready. Your mind is in the right place. Your heart is in the right place. Your energy. So, boom, here it goes. And I got that baby. I got pregnant 1 month later after those results. And even at the beginning, doctors were like, well, yeah, but it might not last. So I didn't took that limiting belief. Let me tell you, I didn't took it. I went meditating. Every day I would do a gratitude meditation, just thanking my baby for staying inside of me for one more day, and just telling her that however long she would stay with me, I would be grateful. And I'm sorry, this is. Oh yeah. Sorry for that, but yeah, every day I would thank her, and now she's here. So I'm a true believer, guys. I'm a true believer that miracles can happen, and you can attract to your life so much. And releasing the how will not only help you be less stressed about something, will not only help you feel better about something, but it actually does help the process of manifesting something. And really quick, 1 month, that's all it took. Okay.
So yeah, I think that's just how important it is. Your example or your anecdote is like the clearest one that I know, that I always tell people about it. But I think that's it. It's really simple, and I'm sure you all understood it and you have it clear now. The moment that you stop needing something and you're not anymore in that energy of scarcity of I need this, I need to have a baby, I need to have a car, I need to have money, that's when it will come. The moment that you release it and that you just trust that it's already on its way to you.
Yeah, beautiful. So thank you so much for those who joined, for those who stayed, and for those who wanted to be here. We'll be sending out the recording. If you want to watch again, if you want to know more about one of the tips of the topics of the technology, please feel free to reach out to the person who invited you to this call. And if you don't know how you got here, it doesn't matter. Just reach out to any of us, Dani, Tricia, or myself, and we will help you find the person who invited you here. We can dive deeper into one of the tips, or we can share some more information about the technology, which is amazing, like we've mentioned many times before. So thank you so much for being here, for being part of this. We would love to stay in touch and create community. And once more, Trisha is just this beautiful halo of light, but you can see her actual pictures on her social media. So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, please feel free to reach out to us for anything else related to this topic, or just if you just want to chat. That too. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining. And lastly, Alice, do you have a how can they or can we type in the group the brand, the name of the company, the tech companies that we're talking about, so that they can Google, and like if someone here is interested in learning more, maybe they can Google about it and then come back to us or whatever. Do you have? Can we write down the brands? I guess.
Absolutely. Let me put it on the chat, but you can also reach out to the person who invited you, like I mentioned, and we can share more information about it. Okay. So one of the first pieces of technology that we were sharing, this device, it's actually a medical device. I think it's a medical device grade 2 in Europe. It's the Healy, and the other one is the bottle that Trisha was sharing, which is an absolute game changer. That is from Lumi Vitae, and it's called that product particular is the Cell Power. Cell Power because it does hydrate, in a cellular level, and that's the basis for everything, guys. So I just named the products or the brands on the chat, but if you want to know more about them, you definitely can reach out to the people who invited you to this call, or Dani, Trisha, and myself, because these are all affiliate businesses. So you need to actually get the device, you need to get it from someone who is already affiliated, and we have our way to bring it to you. Plus, many other benefits from belonging to a beautiful community. This is actually one of the things that got us all together, because we've got attracted to the beautiful, holistic, aware, and awakened community that is behind this. There are many great leaders, worldwide leaders, that are part of this beautiful community, and we can help you join this community and be part of this beautiful group of souls and people just out there, that can provide so much more on your journey towards raising your energy, manifesting, and so much more. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much. And I guess we'll be seeing you later. Thank you for joining this first webinar. This won't be the last one. Next year is coming up with so much more. And we want to see Dani's baby on one of those webinars as well. I'll bring mine too. Thank you. Bye.